Hey guys, it's Nicole and welcome to my 15 and 16 week update. I'm sorry I haven't been doing weekly updates, but I kind of just get on here as often as I can to update you guys. I pretty much can only film on my days off these days, and work has just been busy as always, so yeah, I haven't got around to filming. But I have quite a bit to update you guys on from the last 2 weeks because quite a few things have been happening actually, so I'm gonna get straight on into it. At the moment, the baby is the size of an avocado, which is about 12 centimeters from head to bottom and weighs about 100 grams. And according to my pregnancy app, get ready for a growth spurt because in the next few weeks, your baby will double their weight, which is crazy to think it just grows that quickly. Your baby's legs are much more developed and head is more erect than it has been, and her eyes have moved closer to the front of her head. Your baby's ears are close to their final position too. The pattern of hair on the scalp has begun to develop, though you can't actually see hair yet. Your baby has even started growing toenails. Oh my gosh. There's a lot happening inside as well. For example, your baby's heartbeat is now pumping about 28 liters of blood each day, and this amount will continue to increase. So that is just crazy to think. I love these sort of apps because you really get a little insight of what your baby's doing each week, which I think is really, really cute. Baby's eyelids are still sealed. They have matured and developed enough that they can detect light through your belly. You might feel her kick for the first time soon, an event known as quickening. In the reality of your pregnancy, if the reality of your pregnancy has not sunk in, it certainly will after you feel a bundle of joy kicking at the front door. On the other hand, if it's your first pregnancy, you may not feel bubba kick for another few weeks. So if you don't feel quickening yet, don't worry. It's totally normal for it to take a little longer. And in terms of what's happening with me, waiting for that first kick can cause a lot of anxiety for mums to be, and many will mistakenly identify another internal movement as bubba. Don't worry if you have a moment of confusion, even if you've been pregnant before. All pregnancies are different, and what was easy to tell once could still catch you off guard a second time. Those first movements can feel like a large range of things, from a flutter like butterflies to gas to popcorn popping. The same increased blood flow that's busy keeping circulation up in your growing belly and keeping you ready to breastfeed is going to keep contributing to that increased vaginal discharge as well as nasal congestion. You might also notice constipation and the appearance of varicose veins. Your back is starting to hurt soon as well, as that growing bump is changing your center of gravity and straining your back forward. Back pain is a symptom that's not likely to dissipate at any time during your pregnancy, as your belly is only getting bigger until you give birth. However, getting a pregnancy pillow to use for support as you sleep on your side may help relieve some of the discomfort. Basically, that was pretty accurate in terms of what the apps have been talking about there. I made a little list over the past few weeks of what's been happening. So in terms of nasal congestion, I definitely have that. When I wake up in the morning, I do feel quite congested, and most of the time it's just in the mornings. And the last 2 weeks I've also had, just funnily enough, my right nostril is often quite bloody as well. And I actually had a little bit of a blood nose while doing an appointment the other day at work, so that was a little bit embarrassing. It wasn't like gushing out or anything, I just kind of wiped like that and there was blood on my hand, and I kind of just tried to keep going subtly. But yeah, it wasn't a huge deal, but I've definitely noticed that, especially over the last 2 weeks. Other things is definitely noticed more back pain, especially towards the end of the day and when I lie down at night. It's not horrible or anything like that, but it's definitely noticeable. And along with that, I've been getting a lot of groin pain and a lot of tailbone pain. And I've had the tailbone and the groin pain pretty much, I'd say, since week 5 or 6, but I don't know if I had actually mentioned it because it's kind of one of those things that I was just so used to, and it kind of just slipped my mind whenever I would film a video. But that has been going on pretty much right from the start, and it sort of comes and goes. Some days are worse than others. Other days I don't really have it at all, and then other days, every time I try to sit down or anything like that, it just is really painful. So don't really know if there's anything I can really do about that. It's obviously something to do with like all the hormones and all the muscles in that area relaxing and that sort of stuff. So it's not anything that I'm worried about. But I've definitely noticed it more so in the last 2 weeks, especially last week. And I'm thinking that like I was having a bit of a growth spurt because I was getting quite a lot of lower abdo pain and a lot of groin pain, to the point that like if I'd been sitting down for a while or lying down for a while when I first got up and took a few steps, like it would just be really painful, and like everything just felt like really sore. Like I wasn't worried about it. Like I knew it wasn't like anything to be worried about. I knew it was just a normal pregnancy thing, but like it kind of took me by surprise because I'm like, I'm not even that far along in my pregnancy. My baby doesn't really weigh that much, so I just wasn't expecting to have that so soon in my pregnancy. But it's definitely settled down a lot more this week because of that going on. Last week I only went to the gym once because I just didn't feel comfortable going while I was in that much pain, because I knew it was all the hormones and stuff, and I just didn't want to end up injuring myself or pulling something like that. So I kind of just chose not to go. This week I'm feeling a lot better, so I am going again, but I'm like just being very mindful of it, and yeah, just trying to make sure that I take things easy. Other things, my headaches are still around. I don't know, I want to say that they're better, but I don't know if they really are. I'm probably just getting more used to them, and some days are worse than others, so I don't know. Like I still don't really need to take anything for them. I will on occasion take a Panadol if I really feel I need to, but normally I can just manage it by eating and drinking. I notice that if I'm not eating consistently or I'm not drinking a lot of water, then my headaches are definitely worse. So I've just got to remember to try and eat frequently and to drink lots of water, which can just be difficult sometimes with my job. Like some days it's just so busy and I just forget to do it, or like I literally don't have time. Like the other day, you know, like I had a birth, and as soon as I finished that and got her all sorted, like I had to go do an appointment, and then I basically sat down, ate some lunch, and had to do another appointment, and it was just, some days it's just crazy. But I've really got to try and just be more consistent with eating regularly. And in terms of eating as well, I probably haven't been eating as nourishing foods as I probably could. Ryan's got a new job where he's interstate a lot, so a lot of the times I'm just cooking for myself, so I tend to do things that are really quick and easy that I can just put in the oven and it be ready nice and quickly, which is probably not the healthiest of options. So it's definitely something that I'm aware of and something that I need to improve on. But I feel like I'm getting better in terms of wanting to eat more and that sort of thing. In the first trimester, I had a lot of times when I didn't know what I wanted to eat and I was really fussy, but I'm feeling like that's probably getting better now, so the eating part is a bit easier. My energy levels are still pretty good. You know, like I still get tired. Like today I came home and I accidentally fell asleep on the lounge. So I do have days like that, but I'm definitely not nearly as tired as I was in the first trimester. I've had some dreams in terms of what gender I think this baby is, and it was really funny. I was absolutely convinced that I was having a girl because I had this really vivid dream where I was breastfeeding this newborn and she had like all of this dark hair, and I guess in my dream I just knew it was a girl, and I said to Ryan, you know, we're definitely having a girl, this dream was so vivid, and he was like, no, like I think we're having a boy. And you know, we'd chatted about it, and then it was quite funny because that night I then had another dream and I had this newborn. So basically I'd just given birth and then put the baby up on my chest, and it was skin to skin, so it didn't have any clothes on, but it was clearly a boy because there was like these little balls between his legs. And so I had that dream and I woke up and I was like, well, now I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. But then that night Ryan had a dream that it was a girl, so he woke up and was like, yeah, I agree, it's a girl. And I was like, well, now I'm not so sure. So yeah, basically I don't know at all. I'm still like gut feeling is girl, but I don't know if that's based on anything or if it's just because I have nieces and I'm kind of just used to having girls in the family. Obviously, like, a lot of people are saying boy in my family and stuff, but I think it's purely because everyone would just like to have a boy in the family and they're kind of wishing for a boy more so than the fact that they think it's a boy. So we'll just wait and see. My next scan is must be in about 2 or 3 weeks time, and we're not going to be finding out the gender at that scan, but hopefully everything will be good in terms of all the anatomy and everything like that, and maybe we'll be healthy. That's the most important thing. In terms of growth, I feel like my belly has definitely popped now. There is no way I can fit into a lot of my clothes. I went through my closet the other day and I took out all the clothes that either didn't fit me or was not going to fit me in the next few weeks, and packed away all my winter clothes. So now my cupboard is looking quite bare. Basically, to be honest, I don't know if a lot of my summer clothes from last year would have fit me even if I wasn't pregnant, because a lot of them are like size 8 and stuff, because I was just so much more fitter and, you know, definitely more slender prior to starting the IVF process, and of course before falling pregnant. So even if I wasn't pregnant, I have a suspicion that a lot of those clothes would probably not fit or be very tight on me anyway. So there is no chance that it was going to fit me into my second trimester. Sorry. I basically need to go and buy some clothes. I've bought a few things here and there, like I've bought this dress, and I've bought a few things for work, but I think I'm basically just going to be living in dresses this summer. It's already getting quite hot. I obviously live in Queensland and it's quite hot already, and we're only into spring. So from what I've heard, it's going to be quite a hot summer. So I think I'm just going to live in dresses and thongs and sandals. So in the next little while, I guess I'll have to invest in some more clothes. Other than that, I think I'm feeling pretty good. I get the occasional shortness of breath and heart palpitations if I like run up the stairs or anything like that, but it resolves really quickly, and it's obviously just a normal part of pregnancy and the fact that I have quite a lot of extra blood on board. Other exciting things is that we've put all of our nursery furniture on lay-by, and I've put my pram on lay-by as well. So that's exciting. We've kind of taken care of most of the big things now, and obviously we do have a few little things like clothes and that sort of thing, but I think for the next little while I won't really be buying too much, because obviously I'm going to be having a baby shower next year and that sort of thing, so I don't want to go too overboard and then end up with doubles of things. I don't know if I mentioned this in other videos, I really can't remember, but we're probably going to be moving as well in December, right before Christmas. So I don't want to be like moving a whole lot of stuff. So we've put all the baby furniture on lay-by, so hopefully we will be picking it up after we move, so that there's really no point in like bringing it here and then having to take it to our new house. The last final exciting thing that has been happening, and this has probably been happening I'd say for the last week to week and a half, is that I have been feeling the baby move, which is just crazy. Like, I can't describe it. It's really a strange feeling. It's very exciting. Basically, for the first few days I really wasn't sure if I was feeling the baby move or not. Like the app was saying, you don't know whether it's gas or other bodily functions going on, and most of the time I would feel it when I was lying in bed at night, and I'd feel it like really quickly, and then I tried to concentrate on it and it wouldn't happen again, and you're kind of like, oh, I don't know if that was it or not. But then definitely in the last few days it has gotten stronger and more definite, so I can be like, yeah, there's got to be movements, it can't be anything else. Sometimes it feels like a little pop, sometimes it feels like a little flutter. Last night when I was lying in bed, like it was the most strangest sensation ever, but the best way I can describe it is it felt like the inside of my stomach was like being expanded. It was really strange. Like, I don't know what the baby was doing. I don't know if it was like stretching out or whether it was doing like a flip or something, but it was just a really strange feeling, and it just made me laugh because I was like, oh my god, what is that? But yeah, obviously it can't be anything else but the baby. It's really nice to start feeling that sort of thing. I have felt a few more like definite like kick type things. I'm not gonna say like they're really strong, but they're more than like a pop or a flutter, if that makes sense. It's really hard to describe, but it's really nice and very exciting. I think that was all I had to update you guys on. I've gone through everything on my list. Everything's going pretty well. I can't believe the pregnancy has flown by so quickly already. You know, we're almost at that halfway mark, which is just so crazy to think. Like, most people say that their first trimester and stuff goes really slow, and I don't feel like mine did. So I'm waiting for like things to slow down, and I'm guessing it'll probably slow down in the third trimester. But I'm really not complaining that it's going so fast, because I feel like it's not going fast enough that I'm not enjoying it. I'm definitely enjoying it and taking on everything that's happening, but it's definitely not dragging either, which is really nice. So to end the video, I will leave you with a shot of my bump. See ya!